Hello everyone, it's been a long time since I made a video. I'm going to start making videos about the Occupy movement, about my health. I'm going to shift away from some of the other topics I've done in the past. I'll probably do a few of those, but um, my health has been really bad lately and I wanted to make some videos about it. Things I can post on Facebook. Some of the videos I've made in the past are not really suitable for a Facebook profile. Not that they're bad in the scheme of things, it's just that there's some things that I just don't post online. At least not on my profiles. What I wanted to discuss was, like I said, my health and the Occupy movement. More of a serious type dialogue. I guess that I have been sick all my life, but it didn't really start affecting me until I was 30 years old. The first thing I remember having was the interstitial lung disease. Prior to that, I was very healthy, had no problems. And then I came down with this interstitial lung disease, and nobody knew where it came from. And now I can sit there and say, why didn't they do tests? But they probably would have never thought. I mean, it was a random thing. So they probably wouldn't have been too suspicious just by that alone. I mean, yeah, it's rare, but it's not something that they probably would have thought was related to my other problems. I battled that for like a year. It was 7 months to a year. And then I got better and proceeded with my life. And then May of 2010, I started having problems with, it may have been 2011. I just remember, it must have been 2011, yeah. 2011, I started having trouble breathing again. I went to my doctor, and she was puzzled, but she noticed that I had an irregular heartbeat. So she did an echo, which showed that my pH pressures were not extremely elevated, but high enough that it's considered pulmonary hypertension, which is anything above 25 is not normal. Mine was like between 40 and 50, depending on if I exercised, and they're still unsure if that was accurate. It's because of my symptoms. And I went to the hospital because I wasn't getting any better, even though I had that pretty well diagnosed. And they ran some tests because they were like, well, why is she getting all these health problems? And they did a test to check my antibodies, and it came back extremely high. So what that means is I have what's called mixed connective tissue disease, which means that it shows sign of lupus, scleroderma, Raynaud's phenomena. All those are combined, and that's what causes my ANA antibodies to be high. And the doctors told me that, and ever since then, well, even before that diagnosis, I knew that I had osteoarthritis. My bones were deteriorating. They found that in the x-rays. But after that diagnosis, then I started having other problems, rheumatoid arthritis. Now I have possible multiple sclerosis. I've suspected multiple sclerosis for a while now. But it's only been in the last couple months that they've really looked at that, because I am unable to walk a majority of the times without the use of a cane at least, and even then I'm crippled over, either by muscle stiffness or chronic pain, which causes me to not be able to walk very well. And so, like I said, I am unable to walk most days. And this creates a problem because I can't do normal things like everybody else. There's other people who have this stuff too. I'm not trying to minimize their experience. There's people who have fibromyalgia. There's people who have peripheral neuropathy, which is what they thought I first had, which is still a possibility, at least in my arm. But it's not explaining some of my other symptoms, like my muscles jerking involuntarily. It started out in my feet, and now it's went to my arms. The pain has spread throughout my body. I have numbness, pins and needles throughout my body now. Like I said, I've lost some of my ability to walk certain days. And I think it's important to get the word out there about some of these diseases. I really don't like the word disease, but for those who may be watching this, it's probably the best term. You can say condition or whatever. And this is probably going to be at least in 2 or 3 parts, because I have a lot to discuss about it, and YouTube only allows 9 minutes. So, like I said, I have all these conditions, and you know, when you sit there and you live with these so-called invisible conditions, nobody really understands unless they've been there. You know, for those who've had chronic pain, multiple sclerosis, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, they understand because they've been there. You know, many people have been ridiculed because of these invisible diseases, which has left everybody baffled. Even not too long ago, pulmonary hypertension was something that was not very popular. We're getting better at it, but I'd like to see some more work with this. I'd like to see more, and I'm not saying there's people not researching it, I'm sure there are, but generally speaking, it's not the same as if you have cancer, if you have AIDS, it's, muscular dystrophy. All these are well popular now. I'm sure that at the beginning AIDS was not as popular, but it didn't take long for AIDS to really get out there. Pulmonary hypertension and fibromyalgia, peripheral neuropathy, these are things that are just getting out there. They're just coming into the public light. And there's people who still say you make it up. You know, you just want to pill pop and do all this stuff. You're lying to the doctors to get all these medicines. Well, quite frankly, if anybody's took these medicines knows what I'm talking about. The side effects are a lot worse than the disease itself in most cases. You know, and the government tries to keep pushing these drugs on us instead of looking for alternative methods, which I'll get into in a second or third film here. But these medicines are made by these big pharmaceutical companies that get to decide who takes what. And a lot of these times, these side effects are terrible. You know, they cause nausea, they cause you to hallucinate, headaches, nausea, vomiting, tire damage. You know, as Jeff Foxworthy said, it's some weird side effects. May cause liver or kidney damage. You know, and we're taking these on a daily basis, month after month after month, and it's destroying our bodies even more than the condition's doing. And so, I will be discussing here in a little bit on another video. I'm coming up on 9 minutes, so let me go ahead and close this, and I will start with my second installment.